and Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Good.
Okay, here we go. I want your way too early top 3 MVP, DPOY, Rookie of the Year, and Most Improved Players.
Okay.
Top 3.
I did this over the summer, but MVP choice 1 for me is Nikola Jokic. It's gotta be. Choice 2 is probably Giannis, just because I think he can legitimately repeat if he starts making jump shots and if he starts closing. Because last year, as dominant as it was, it didn't have as many highlight moments as you might think. It was just like constant dominance, not any like peaks and valleys. I think if we see a Giannis that starts shooting the ball and we see some game winners from him, all of that shit, he could win MVP again. I still think Jokic is higher on that list. Third, the third one's always the hardest.
Right.
I think Steph could be an option. I think Donovan Mitchell could be an option.
Oh, wow.
I think Rudy Gobert could be an option.
For MVP.
I was talking about this, but I think Donovan Mitchell plays like a young LeBron with a better jump shot and doesn't have the playmaking or the size. But all downhill, all about I'm that guy. And I think if he could have a great year, and I mean the Jazz are title contenders in my opinion. They're looking at Donovan Mitchell to be the first option. Even though Mike Conley is a lot of added help, they got all the space in the world right now to grow. And I think Donovan Mitchell could be an actual MVP candidate. Do I think it's this year? Less so. Do I think it's at some point in his career? Maybe.
Maybe.
So I would say third MVP candidate, I'd probably have to lean closer to Steph just because of the obvious options. You know, they can still get a 4 seed, in my opinion. 3 or 4 seed if he's putting up like 36.
That's going to be hard, though.
And then, but like, who else on that team is a real option in the first half of the season?
Right, that's true.
That's the biggest thing. And he'll probably get some votes. He probably won't win it. But I think it's really going to be between Jokic, Giannis. I mean, Embiid is on that list, but will he be healthy enough? All of that. Right. So I'd honestly just leave it at 2 choices right now just because the third, I have literally no clue, but Jokic and Giannis. You want to go or should I go with defensive player, rookie, all of that?
I mean, I'll go and then we can just...
All right.
So my 3, I think it's going to be Giannis, either Jokic or Kawhi for second. And then, I don't know, maybe I would love to see Towns win an MVP.
I would too, but I feel like they're not going to get the record. If they do get the record, believe me, I will be I walked in wearing a T-Wolves jacket.
Yeah.
I will be running up and down everywhere screaming that Towns needs to win MVP.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's probably going to be one of the top scorers in the league this year. Probably going to be one of the most important players in the league to his team in terms of wins above replacement. It's going to be a great year for Cat. The question is just if a great year for Cat means a great year for the T-Wolves.
Right. And I don't know if I said, but Ben Simmons also.
For MVP.
I think he has a chance. If that 3 keeps steadily getting better and better, even though it's like very baby steps, but he is the complete player. If Giannis doesn't win it, he is the complete player.
I mean, Giannis and Simmons are essentially the same player right now. It's just that Giannis shows that he keeps improving and keeps getting stronger and stronger. Right. And Ben Simmons last year was kind of just the same player as his rookie year, just with a bit of like a better defensive mindset.
So I think Ben Simmons has a chance to win it, but I think it's going to be Giannis.
Yeah, all right. Defensive player of the year. You obviously got to look at Rudy Gobert again.
Yeah.
One of the past 2 years, you know, he has to be on the list.
He might go for the 3-peat.
Yeah. If Miles Turner last year, I know he didn't make the defensive team despite leading the league in blocks. Blocks are usually a bit of a deceptive statistic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's important. If Miles Turner can anchor the Pacers to be one of the best defenses in the league, and they make the playoffs at a high level, he could legitimately get some votes. And maybe that amount of votes with all the voter fatigue for Gobert could be enough to win it.
Yeah.
I think you also have to look at Kawhi. If Kawhi's actually going to play a full year. With the Spurs, he won it twice in a row. Can he get the third? Maybe.
I think it might. Yeah. I think it's Gobert, Kawhi, and then
Giannis?
maybe. I mean, we saw he got it.
I thought Giannis got snubbed last year, but
I mean, we'll have to see how Giannis plays on the defensive end because
Yeah.
he's going to have a lot of offensive pressure on him.
yeah,
Um,
especially with Brogdon being gone.
yeah. So I think that third spot for me is open.
Yeah.
Most improved.
Oh God! See, this one is always an issue. I gotta put Andrew Wiggins on the list somewhere.
Okay.
Lonzo Ball is also gonna be there
All right.
because I mean he's the perfect player to pair with Zion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we saw that his three-point shot is looking better and better in terms of the mechanics at the very least. His shot is looking better. And then for the third one, man, I got no clue. I have no clue.
All right, you ready for this? This is my...
You're going to say something crazy like, oh, Kevin Knox.
No. My number one is going to be Julius Randle. Because Julius Randle...
He averaged like 20 a game last year.
Right,
They're
but
not
that was on the Pelicans. That was on the Pelicans.
I feel like
AD
the point for like, oh, most improved player going to a big market team would be better for RJ winning Rookie of the Year than for Julius Randle winning most improved.
I think Julius... Because right now, Julius Randle is looking like our number one option.
Yeah.
On offense.
Yep.
So he was putting up 20 when he was arguably the second, maybe the third option on the Pelicans. And when I say the second or third option, that's when your first option is Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So you're like actually in like real time, you're like the fifth option because you got Anthony Davis.
There's no player on the Knicks that is as good as what Drew Holiday was. You have no guard on the team that's as good as Drew Holiday unless you think RJ Barrett is going to have a great year one.
I agree, but you do have DSJ, Alonzo Trier, and RJ Barrett. I mean, yes, they are three players, but and then you have Bobby Portis, and you have Mitchell Robinson.
I'm not arguing that the Knicks aren't going to be a good team, but I feel like you have to have a very specific situation to win most improved. You got to have a team that's going to make an impact for a player that's going to make an impact for a team that wasn't like happening the year before that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they need to be at least their third going on fourth year when they have that jump. But I don't see that for Julius Randle as much. I feel like last year he could have been a finalist for it, but he had too many stats last year in order to be a most improved player this year.
That's fair. Also, Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. I mean, the Pelicans have all types of candidate.
Yeah. And talking about Pelicans with all types of candidates, Rookie of the Year.
I think this one's the easiest. Zion 1, Michael Porter Jr. 2, RJ Barrett 3.
Yeah.
I mean, if Michael Porter is that late game finisher for the Nuggets, and the Nuggets are as good as I think they should be, Jesus Christ, he might run away with that award.
Yeah.
And Zion's going to be... Look, Zion has proved me wrong so far at every turn.
Yeah, Zion's going to be Zion, and it's going to be a race to catch a Zion from game one. I believe everyone's going to be looking at the Rookie of the Year award as like, okay,
Zion's race to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be like, okay, who's going to prove themselves better than Zion?
Yep.
Coach of the Year. I'm not going to ask for your top three, but if the Knicks make the playoffs,
David Fizdale is not winning Coach of the Year.
if the Knicks make the playoffs for the first time since 2013 with a roster of...
The T-Wolves made the playoffs for the first time in 13 years with Tom Thibodeau. You know how many Coach of the Year... Okay?
You guys had Cat. You had Andrew Wiggins. You had...
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. You guys...
And a Jeff Teague that wasn't horrible yet.
Exactly. And you guys made the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's why Tom Thibodeau didn't... Listen, David Fizdale has proven time and time again that he's a good coach and a loved coach.
Okay.
And a respected coach. People around the league, fans, players, execs, everyone, media, respect.
I feel like media isn't as big of a fan of him, but I get your point.
Maybe not a fan, but they respect him.
Yeah.
If he takes the Knicks, even to an 8th seed, maybe they exit the first round. He is a huge candidate for Coach of the Year.
Okay. I'd still say that, to me, it's Quinn Snyder, Mike Malone, and Nate McMillan.
Okay.
All teams that are going to be good, are going to be very good, require good coaching to be good.
Yeah.
Like, with Mike Malone is how is he going to balance all of that talent on a team? How is he going to distribute the shots? How is he going to distribute the minutes? A lot of those players are looking for new contracts. Monte Morris, Juancho Hernan Gomez, Malik Beasley even. All of them are looking for new contracts, and all of them are looking to prove something. Will it blow up like the Celtics? I don't think it will, because those players aren't high-impact players like, the Celtics' first, third, and fourth best players were all, looking for either new contract or like new promotional ability.
Yeah.
And I mean, Quinn Snyder, it's all going to be about can you make Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert the main three options on your team and succeed? And then how well can you manage Bojan Bogdanovic and Joe Ingles at small forward, or can one of them play power forward?
Right.
And I mean, we all know that for Coach of the Year, usually need to be a higher seed. It's usually like the best record that didn't have too much superstar talent.
Yeah.
So I think those two are our options. The only reason I add Nate McMillan on is because they're going to be without their team MVP for at least 3 months.
Yeah.
And I mean, they held it together without Oladipo last year, but how are they going to do it without him? And then if Oladipo comes back healthy and strong, then they can make a massive jump.
Yeah.
And they could be the third team in the East.
Yeah.
And if they're the third team in the East with I don't think anyone thinks that Victor Oladipo is a superstar. Just a lot of good players and 2 stars.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Coach of the Year potential for me.
Yep.
Potential for me.